I'm the Genius Asian. Welcome to the Genius family.
The Icefields Parkway is widely considered to be one of the most scenic drives in the world. There are so many breathtaking places along the way that you will need to watch our videos carefully and find a balance of what is for you worth seeing and what is better to skip if you have limited time. You should follow the Icefields Parkway to Columbia Icefield Discovery Centre. From there, you can go to the two most visited places, the Columbia Icefield Skywalk and the Athabasca Glacier. Columbia Icefield Discovery Centre has restrooms and a gift shop and a restaurant on the second floor. You can also book the glacier tours and skywalk here. While you are waiting for a tour, you can visit the modest museum with a small theater on the lower level. It is not well marked. You do need to go down one level from the main floor to find it. From the Icefield Discovery Centre, you board a bus which takes you to the beginning point of the skywalk. An award-winning piece of engineering sitting over the Sunwapta Valley, the Columbia Icefield Skywalk is a glass-floored lookout extending from a cliff about 918 feet or 280 meters above the valley floor. It offers a thrilling walk around the observation platform, with just glass between you and the world below. It can be quite daunting, but it will give you a truly memorable view of the stunning environment. You can sit or stand on the bridge as long as you like, or walk around it as many times as you like. Here's a hint for those who are feeling nervous about the glass floor. It does get easier each time, and while you may be clutching the side rails and not looking down your first time around, after a few trips around, you will probably be able to walk easily and look down through the glass without fear. There are interpretive storytelling boards on the path that takes you to the lookout, detailing the history and significance of the environment. At 1 kilometer long, it will take you as long as it would normally take you to walk this distance, with a few moments to stop, of course, and take in the view and the history. After you are finished with the skywalk, you board a bus, which will take you back to the Icefield Discovery Centre. A journey to the Icefields Parkway would be incomplete without seeing the Athabasca Glacier up close. Thanks to its accessibility, the Athabasca Glacier holds the distinction of being the most visited glacier in North America. It is possible to park your car near the road and then walk a trail that takes you up next to the glacier, but you cannot walk safely on the glacier from that point. If you book a glacier tour through the Icefield Discovery Centre, you will first board a bus which takes you to a drop-off point where you will board a specialized coach vehicle called an Ice Explorer. These Ice Explorers take visitors to spaces where they can then disembark and safely walk on the glacier. With the massive low-pressure tires, these coaches ensure minimal impact on the glacier's delicate environment. Extra-large side and top windows provide greater all-around visibility as your guide explains the glacier environment. Here, the vehicle stops so that the water can wash off the dirt on the tires from the road below to minimize the impact to the natural state of the glacier. Also, while you see the dirt or rocks alongside the road, in fact, underneath, there is all ice. It is not solid dirt or rocks. You can see from here there are cracks that expose the glacier color. And as you step onto the glacier, you will see up close the glacier's mesmerizing blues peeking through the cracks and crevices. You have heard of ice fields and glaciers. Actually, what is the difference between an ice field, a glacier, an ice cap, and an ice sheet? Well, first is size. Glaciers are the smallest of this set, and they are often forming around the edges of ice fields. Ice fields are larger than glaciers, but smaller than ice caps. Ice fields are expansive, flat areas of ice, like the Columbia Icefield, which covers 325 square kilometers. Ice caps are dome-shaped masses of ice that cover less than 50,000 kilometers squared, and ice sheets, which are even vaster expanses of ice covering more than 50,000 kilometers squared. Second is how they form. Where the landscape is flat, an ice field can form. Glaciers often form towards the edge of an ice field and are, however slowly, moving down a slope. Ice caps and ice sheets are dome-shaped masses of glacier ice that spread out in all directions and cover surrounding terrain, and the temperature remains below freezing year-round, creating a thick, compacted buildup of ice. The Columbia Icefield, which is 100 meters to 365 meters in depth, is the largest ice field in the Rocky Mountains. It includes 30 glaciers covering almost 325 square kilometers. It is surrounded by 11 mountains, including the highest mountain in Alberta, Mount Columbia. Meltwater from the ice field feeds 3 major rivers, the Columbia, Athabasca, and Saskatchewan rivers. The ice field is 133 kilometers north of Lake Louise and 104 kilometers south of Jasper. Next, we will see Peyto Lake and Crowfoot Glacier. We were on our way from Banff to the Columbia Icefield and had several stops along the Icefields Parkway. One of them was at the Crowfoot Glacier. Crowfoot Glacier is on Crowfoot Mountain. Unfortunately, one of the main things to see there is that what used to resemble a crowfoot now has, due to glacial melt, it has lost one of the sort of fingers to the crowfoot, so that it no longer really quite resembles that crowfoot, but it was a very large and well-known glacier in its time. The shimmering blue Bow Lake, flanked by the dramatic rock wall of Crowfoot Mountain, adorned with hanging glaciers, is one of the most popular stops for photographers to Banff National Park, and is the origin of the Bow River. The runoff from Crowfoot Glacier plays a vital role in supplying water to the Bow River, a magnificent wide river which carves its way through the mountains down to the city of Calgary and winds down further to the Alberta prairies. Just a drive away, you'll find Peyto Lake, located off the Icefields Parkway, or Highway 93. To capture its beauty, park at the Bow Summit and take a short walk to the viewpoint. Nestled in the Waputink Range, the lake sits between Caldron Peak, Peyto Peak, and Mount Jimmy Simpson. Renowned as one of the most picturesque lakes in Banff National Park, Peyto Lake is a turquoise gem fed by the melting waters of the Peyto Glacier, a component of the expansive Wapta Icefield. Located a mere 40 kilometers north of the legendary Lake Louise, it's a sought-after stop on the scenic Icefields Parkway. The view over Peyto Lake offers a panorama that's arguably one of Banff's finest. A dream for photographers, this spot offers a different charm than Moraine Lake, yet it's equally breathtaking. Perhaps its somewhat more remote access is why it witnesses fewer visitors. But make no mistake, the allure of Peyto Lake's viewpoint makes it a top recommendation for things to do in Banff. In recent years, there's been renewed attention to this spot. In 2021, Parks Canada undertook significant improvements to the lake viewpoint, walking trails, and parking areas, enhancing the visitor experience. Ever wondered why some lakes exhibit such vibrant colors? We'll have a separate video about that later. Please be sure to watch those additional videos.
Share this with people who you know that need it. Leave your own genius tips in the comment section below. Don't forget, I'm the Genius Asian. Subscribe for more useful videos.